Good morning. Today is April April the 6th, 2016 here at Washington Family Church. And we're reading the Cheon Seong Gyeong again. And we're now on chapter 3, Our Life of Faith and Course to Emulate True Parents. And the subtopic is on page 882. Representatives of True Parents. Number 11. We are the representatives of true parents. Every man is father's second self, and every woman is mother's second self. In other words, since God exists as the harmonious subject partner with the dual characteristics of masculinity and femininity, men are born representing the masculinity of God, and women are born representing the femininity of God. Reflecting the original duality as individuals, we are branches of true parents' body from the moment of our birth. Jesus said, "I am the vine, you are the branches," in John chapter 15, verse 5, meaning that men are branches of Father's body. Just a second. And women are branches of Mother's body. Therefore, as a couple, if you can become Father's second self and Mother's second self, from God's viewpoint, then no matter how far apart you may be, you will be one in God's love. God's circumstances and following God's will is naturally connected to God's heart. Number 12. If you take responsibility on behalf of God, who is the Creator, Father and true owner, then wherever you go, heaven and earth will help you. Hence, you should carry your burden on behalf of the absolute being, Father and owner. And if you go forward taking such responsibility, you will never be forsaken. Today, people are looking for those who can take responsibility for their own actions, their lives, and their hearts. A society with such responsible people would be an ideal society. Hence, if you take responsibility and go forward at the risk of your life, many companions will come to you. Again, I'm telling you, when you go out to your mission area, you should be willing to shoulder three responsibilities: that of the Creator who gave us life, and that of the parent, and that of the owner. If you do not, you will never become a representative of the absolute being, the true parent, and the true owner. You'll be an outcast, dwelling apart from the world. So if you cannot take that responsibility, you should at least serve and attend God with absolute faith. Number 13. We have no time to rest. You have to understand how the structure of restoration will expand centered on me and on my family. You must follow that formula and go through resurrection on the levels of the individual, family, tribe, and so on, up to the world level. This will encompass the world to the summit of restoration. You have to follow this formula just as I have. If you do so, not only will you be my representative, that of true parents and God, you will also be a representative ideal couple in the ideal world. Number 14. The Unification Church calls its members family members and says that they are sons and daughters who attend true parents. But as soon as they are brought together as husbands and wives, I separate them and send them out into the world. Right after they are married, they are separated and dispatched to the four corners of the earth, the east, west, north, and south. If they love God more than their own spouse, through all of this, they will end up heroes and heroines of true love in heart. We're now on page 884. Suppose you could not see your beloved one again on earth. Then you will be able to find your beloved in the spirit world. How amazing this is. There, your spouse will attend you. Your parents as well as your sons and daughters will attend you, giving you even greater love than you would have experienced while living on earth. If you are such a person, you will become the subject partner of true love. You will become God's perfect representative, embodying His very ideal. Number 15, to appear as true parents' representative, you have to become true father's second self or true mother's second self and become someone who can substantiate the Heavenly Father's situation and heart. You have come as the substance of Heavenly Father's hope, circumstances, and heart, the heart that He has cared for 6,000 years. Hence, you have to make His hope your hope, her circumstances your circumstances, and His heart your heart. In relation to heaven, you need to walk the path to become a sacrificial offering on earth in front of your Father. You must take responsibility for this. Number 16, what is the hope of human beings? It is to become true parents who can raise children who are free from the persecution of Satan's world and able to go directly to the kingdom of heaven. However, that has not been fulfilled. Hence, our hope is to become true parents' representatives and then give birth to true sons and daughters who can go directly to the kingdom of heaven. You all would like to give birth to good children, right? You probably want to give birth to the best children in the world. So far, you have been unable to realize that. The question is how to make that happen. Another problem is that the archangel failed to raise Adam and Eve in a way befitting God's son and daughter. Hence, the question is how we can educate God's sons and daughters as people who are needed by God. Furthermore, all of you want to work hard and become a president who can represent your country, or at least his representative or the head of a government administrative office or the CEO of the company. That is, you want to become a true owner. This is also one of the three great hopes. The first of this is to be a true parent. The next is to be a true teacher, and then a true owner. You want to be successful and become a state governor or even the president of the United States. However, you first have to become the owner of your own home. You have to stand in the position of an owner who can pass on the tradition to your family and thus represent your ancestors and even God. Section 5. Our way to perfection through true parents. Number 1. God, true parents, and each of us are absolutely necessary to the completion of restoration. The first human ancestors should have become true parents centered on God, but they fell. Now, in order to overcome the motivation behind the fall, the three must find a meeting point. God's will, true parents' will, and our will concur. The purpose of humankind is fulfilled when the Lord of the second advent comes as the parent of humankind. reaches the standard of perfected human being, and unites humankind with God's purpose of creation. Then, through the unity of the parents and the children, the original garden of God's will is established. When the parents and children forge an eternal, unbreakable family bond, in that place they will accomplish God's will for the first time. Number 2, if Adam and Eve had reached perfection through true love, they would have fulfilled God's desire to have a substantial body. If they had perfected themselves as a true couple, they would have completed God's absolute ideal of love. Furthermore, if Adam and Eve had had good children and thus become true parents, God would have substantially settled as the eternal parent of humankind. Moreover, the emergence of generation of descendants through that lineage would have fulfilled God's desire to have an infinite number of citizens of the kingdom of heaven in the spirit world. Subtopic: building relationships of heart. Number 3. God has advanced history in 2 ways, one positive and the other negative, but now they have to merge. The Alpha and the Omega have to merge and reach a conclusion. History was meant to begin with true parents, but humanity, as the children of false parents, lost the foundation upon which true parents could emerge. Therefore, we have to return to God by laying the groundwork for the true parents to appear. When this happens, the garden of peace will begin. Unless we establish a relationship of heart with God, we cannot become His sons and daughters. Number 4, let us consider our value and the significance of having been able to attend the true parents, who represent God's 6,000 years of hope and longing. How precious it is to go forward as the children of true parents. Even a single hair on your head or one of your fingers is something historic. They belong both to the current age and to the future. As the ancestors of the new age, you stand in a solemn position. 5, you have to become completely one with God's love and true parents' love. At that stage, your mind and body are one through true love, and you and your spouse are united. You couples must become one with true parents, and then become one with God. This is how the realm of 3 generations can be realized. 3 generations of couples with a heart of true love. We're now on page 886. Embody God's love and true parents. Love and love each other faithfully. Real love can take root for the first time in human history only when that is accomplished. We have to progress through these stages. We unite our mind and body. We love our husband and wife completely, and we become one with the perfect love of God and true parents. Number 6, we have to find our original homeland and nation and seek the eternal kingdom of heaven on earth. Through your love, you have to recover everything that Adam lost. Therefore, you need to shed tears with a heart even greater than God's when He created the universe. Meet your relatives and shed tears for them. Embrace the mountains and streams of your hometown and weep for them. Hope that as a consequence of your original heart, the buds of love will sprout. Flowers will blossom in the garden of love, and the fruits of love will be born. Number 7, the fall resulted in the loss of true love, true life, and true lineage. Who lost them? Adam and Eve, who should have perfected them, lost all three. What does it mean to perfect them? It means Adam and Eve should have become completely one with God's love, God's life, and God's lineage. There is no father-son bond without a blood relationship. God's family does not come into being. Number 8, true love cannot be dissolved. It endures through all time. It remains constant eternally. Every human being seeks and desires true love. Even in hell, parents think about their sons and daughters. Even if parents in hell find out that their sons and daughters are in hell, they shed tears, not because of their own suffering, but to pray for their children. Number 9, the relationship of cause and effect, subject and object, is the eternal, unchangeable, absolute principle at the center of the cosmos. Observing this principle in human society, we find that the core relationships are those of parent and child, and husband and wife. The first is a vertical relationship between subject and object partners. The second is a horizontal relationship. If two people unite vertically as subject and object partners, together they become a subject partner in a relationship at a higher level. Two who unite horizontally can become an object partner in a new relationship. Through harmonious give and take, all four become one and enter a three-dimensional realm. They enter a powerful state of being through this harmonious spherical motion with love at its center. This is the model for the ideal family, the basic unit of human society. Through this, it is clear that love has the greatest value. Number 10, in order to continue our existence on earth while attending the central ancestor of humanity, what do we need first? Parent-child relationship. Whether you are born a man or a woman, your relationship is that of parent and child. Why is this so? It is because that is the way the universe is arranged. The parent-child relationship descends vertically. Without it, there would be no vertical connection at all. The vertical connection of the parent and child leads to life. The life of the father and mother and their lineage is tied together. Parent-child relationships do not just happen. They must be linked by lineage. Number 11, the word for cosmos, Cheon, is composed of two characters. The first is Cheon, which is a combination of two and people. Then there is Ju, which signifies house. And this appears also in the word for universe, Wu Ju. Thus, Chunju, the cosmos, means a family with heaven at its center, a family sustained by heavenly fortune. The Creator, who is the vertical true parent, connects with the family that is sustained by heavenly fortune. The vertical Creator and the horizontal family connect at a 90-degree angle to form a central point of resonance. The vertical true parent and the horizontal true parents are interwoven. The relationship is of the Creator and the created children, of parent and child. As in the family, this relationship is not manifested only vertically. The horizontal and vertical relationships merge. Subtopic: accomplishing the purpose of creation. Number 12. What could be God's wish? God's wish is to find true human beings, a true man and woman. God cannot help but wish to find them. What is the greatest wish of a person of faith? In the Unification Church terms, such a person's greatest wish is to become perfect. A perfected person is a true person. The purpose behind God's providence of salvation has been to encourage the emergence of a perfected person, a true person. Unfortunately, God has been unable to meet a true man and true woman due to the fall. Therefore, the course of restoration is necessary. According to the principle of creation, the man was created first. God, therefore, must first find a true man. His intention is commencing the providence of salvation was to fulfill his original will and hope after finding a true man. Number 13. People of faith had been unaware of God's will to fulfill the ideal of creation based on His love. The accomplishment of God's will, the ideal of creation, entails establishing the four-position foundation. What happens when the four-position foundation is accomplished? Heaven and earth finally settle with their proper positions. Heaven is like an upper axis, and the earth is like a lower axis, with God's love at the center. We're now on page 888. They form one realm. At a point of intersection, children are born with a connection to both dimensions, which develop in harmony as they grow, progressing toward a central axis. The four-position foundation revolves around the center and forms the ideal sphere of love. Number 14, those who lead spiritual lives often find their object partners in the world of ideas, which provide them comfort. Despite being fallen, every human being has an inner connection to his or original eternal nature. Every person possesses elements of the ideal of creation within his or her heart. Therefore, human beings have the capacity to overcome their sin, become perfect, achieve union with God, and live infinitely happy lives. The goal of our prayers is to awaken that inner nature and make it the core of our thinking. By doing this and remaining faithful to God in all that you see, hear, and feel, you will be able to bow to God, offer Him glory, and sing His praises. Nonetheless, although people today want to enter this state of mind, no one is making serious efforts to attain it. No one truly wants to find and cultivate his or her original nature. Now that ends our Hunduke, and tomorrow we'll be reading chapter 4, The Believer's Path in relation to True Parents course in page 889. So I have a few more seconds here. So is there anybody who wants to have any reflection? And of course our recording here is about to close, so again, have a great day today, Wednesday, April the 6th, 2016. Again, visit our Washington Family Church National Cathedral Facebook group, and go to www.familyfed.org also to see any updates of Peace TV about what we're doing for this year. The Yankee Stadium Rally, 40th anniversary, that will happen on May the 29th, and also in September the 18th is I think a Sunday. It will be the 40th year of the Washington Monument Rally. So we're inviting every churches around here in the Beltway area. There's about 4,000 churches here. So if you watch this video, please get in touch with us here in Washington Family Church, 202-467-5700, and just leave your message and we'll call you back about if you want to join our Washington Monument Rally, where about 300,000 to even 1 million people were there 40 years ago. And we are here on this foundation in this church. And you have a few seconds left. Have a great and wonderful day. Thank you for listening. This is Athanasius Francis C.Catalan reading for you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.